Look at all the stuff I got this week. Ooh. Hi everyone, it's Stephen here for Bland Designs, and this is vlog number 28 on Monday, July the 24th, 2017. So, what have I been up to this week? Well, you can see I'm keeping my new format here, and I've had a lot of people comment on it that they liked it a little better. No annoying fan noise from my computer, and I think I'm doing a better job of making eye contact with everybody. Again, it seems weird. I want to look at myself in the frame, and not the camera, because the camera's off to the side, but I am concentrating on that. So I may slip up a couple of times, and if I do, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm just looking down here at my notes. So what have I been up to this week? Well, okay, I did an experiment with tempera paint. I'm trying to do an acrylic pour using tempera paint, and it was mixed with washable Elmer's white school glue. Now, I saw Danny Clark do this, and I thought I'd give it a try. He did it because he'd had someone approach him and ask him if he could do acrylic pourings with children. And he thought using tempera paint and glue were the least toxic ingredients for doing a pour. And it works. It gives you cells and everything. So I attempted this. I didn't get as many cells as Danny got, but this turned out pretty good, I think. A little different color combination, a little kind of pastel-y muted color. But the reason I want to try this is I want to see if I could do something like this on as a background for an art journaling page. I need something that you could pour on the paper on what you're using for your art journal, but that would dry fairly quickly. This isn't the answer. In fact, this, if anything, took a while to dry. I think it took actually a little longer to dry than if I had done a regular acrylic pour. So, interesting experiment if you want to do it with kids. As I said, this is less toxic than using acrylic paints. And tempera paints are cheap. So, that's an alternative to use with kids. What else have I been doing? Oh yeah, so continuing with acrylic pouring, I've been making some coasters. Now, again, Danny Clark said somebody asked him if you could do acrylic pour on tile, and he wasn't sure because he'd never tried it. Well, I have tried it. Right now I'm making a set of coasters for some friends of mine, and each one's a little different, and I'm doing different kinds of colors. These just happen to be the blue-purple series, but I've got them in other colors as well. And to make them fairly waterproof, I just spray them with a couple of coats of Krylon Crystal Clear, which is a type of varnish. Or you could just use varnish too. I've done both. But the one thing I found was that they do have a tendency, as a glass is sitting on them, to stick a little bit. It doesn't seem to damage them, but your glass sticks. And I think I've solved that problem. I just put a little of Dorland's wax, which I showed in last week's vlog. I put it on with my fingers over top of this, buff it off, and that seems to keep the surface fairly slick. It's still waterproof, and your glass doesn't stick to it. So I'm hoping that's a solution to that problem as well. Okay, what else? Okay, so I did an art journaling page, and this was for the Mission Inspiration by Mike Deacon for July. And, well, it's okay. It's extremely busy background, and I just got carried away with it. However, I don't know if I like it or not, but I did it. So I have a whole series of new videos that I put together last week. I'll put the link in the description below for each of them, and that one of those will be for the art journal page. Another will be for the tempera pouring, and another one for the coaster pouring in there as well. So you can check those out, and I hope I remember when I start formatting this that I put those links in the bottom. Note to self, links. Just wrote that down and circled it. Okay, So that's what I've been up to. And now the YouTube channel of the week.
So the YouTube channel of the week is Rach0113. She's been on the internet for quite a while, and I used to subscribe to her, and then I canceled my subscription, and then I just recently rediscovered her, and I'm not sure why I canceled from her before. Maybe I wasn't into mixed media art journals at the time. But anyways, it is an excellent site for inspiration and for ideas for different techniques you can use in mixed media, especially art journal pages. But of course, we all know that anything you do in an art journal is transferable to scrapbooking and to card making as well, and to making canvases. She does it all. Her artwork is very colorful. Her techniques are interesting. And I've learned a lot from her artwork, and her material is art. So check out Rach0113.
So that's Rach0113, YouTube channel of the week. And as I said, you should check it out. I find it very inspiring, and her work is beautiful. Okay, so new video uploads. I already mentioned those, but specifically I have them written down here. There's acrylic pouring video number 11, which is the tempera paint and school glue combination. There's acrylic pouring video number 12, which is pouring on tiles. And then I have the Mission Inspiration Art Journal page for July. And so you'll find all those on my channel, but I will put the links specifically to those down in the description box below. All right, so what's pissing me off this week? People in cars. Yep. I have been noticing, and this is just not something that I've noticed in just a week or two or a day or two. I've been noticing this for quite a while now. People don't seem to remember or want to obey the rules of the road. You know, we all did the test, we all studied for it, we all had the book that you had to read and the whole bit. And it's like, when did they stop making the rules that say when you see a stop sign, you have to you can just go right through? Or a red light, you can just go right through. Are those just suggestions now? Are those just recommendations? You know, you can decide whether or not you want to do what those are, what you're supposed to do at those. That's why there's so many bloody accidents. And people all seem to be in a real hurry. We have post-it signs telling us how fast we're supposed to go. Now, in certain stretches of road, it seems ridiculously slow, like 50 kilometers in a straight way that's not residential, really. You know, might be one house, two houses, and people are just peeling through there at 70, 80, whatever. Now, I will admit, I have gone over the speed limit on more than one occasion. Okay, who hasn't? But I usually am within 5 kilometers of what it says. So if it says it's 60 kilometers an hour, I might be doing anywhere between 61 and 65, okay, kilometers an hour. But there's always somebody right up my bumper behind me who's got to pass, who wants ahead of me. And they're tailing me. They're only a couple of feet away. If I suddenly slam on the brake, they go right into the back of me. And who's going to get charged with that? Because we have no fault insurance in this province. And so basically, both insurance companies are going to pay. I don't know. I don't want to find out, actually, how that works. Or you're on a road and you're in the right-hand lane and it's 2 lanes going in one direction and you're still not fast enough. So they have to pass you. They have to pass you. And just up half a block is another set of traffic lights. So wow, they saved a second of their time because they're stopped at the traffic light. That is, if they decide to stop, because if it's a red light, like I said before, a lot of people take that as being nothing more than just a suggestion. I watch people all the time running red lights. They sit there in the intersection and they're waiting for the light to change so they can make a left-hand turn. Well, that's dangerous, because just because the light goes red and you try to clear the intersection does not mean the car coming towards you is necessarily going to stop. I've seen more people, it's a stale yellow. and they just step on the gas and zip right through the intersection. And that's where a lot of accidents happen as well. Yeah, nobody is obeying the traffic rules anymore, and I don't get it. And also, what I don't get is every time you see those happening, you never see a cop anywhere in the vicinity. But, I see cops on the side of the road all the time when all these people around me are disobeying the rules, and it would be me. It would be me who would get nailed. I'm going 5 kilometers over the speed limit. The other ones are like on my tail, zipping by at 70 kilometers an hour. I would be the one that would get stopped in the speed trap. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what would happen. So I don't get it. Slow down, people. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about four-way stops. The law says the person on your right has the right-of-way. Whoever gets to the red stop sign first has the right-of-way. But no. One person may be turning left and there's one right behind them, and they just zip right through. Wait. You have to wait your turn. Oh, and lately in our area, we've gotten some roundabouts, traffic circles. Oh, these are fun because we're not used to traffic circles in this country, and especially in our area. And so people really don't know what to do with them. But it's simple. There's a yield sign at the entrance into the traffic circle. Yield means yield to oncoming traffic. So you just don't zip into the circle and do your business. You have to wait. And these traffic circles, too, are not designed very well because in the center of the traffic circle, they have planted bushes and trees. You can't see the other side of the traffic circle. You can't see if someone's entering it from that side. So it's kind of like Russian roulette in the circle. You're looking, you've got to be careful, but somebody could suddenly come squealing around on the other side of that circle and nail you. So whose idea was it to plant trees and bushes in the center of these? Yes, it makes them look pretty. But they're also a traffic hazard because you can't see oncoming traffic with those. Bright move, government people, bright move. So anyways, that's my peeve this week. I can understand why there's road rage. I really can. I mean, I have to admit I've succumbed to it myself, and I've yelled a few explicitives inside my car at somebody who's cut me off, has ridden my bumper, is giving me the horn because I'm doing speed limit, and for them that's not good enough. Yeah, I've said some nasty things. I've never taken my car and run into somebody else though, because I'm having road rage or something like that. But apparently that is something that's happening much more now too. You hear about it on the news all the time. There's whole video shows dedicated to road rage people. Funny? Yeah. Dangerous? Yeah. Okay, so people, review the rules of the road and share it with other people. Really? You'll get to your spot safely, and other people will get to their spot safely, and a lot less accidents. Think about that. Okay, that's what's pissing me off this week. So, what's new? Well, I got a couple of birthday cards, belated birthday cards in the mail, and that I want to show you because they're beautiful. They're handmade. This comes from a friend of mine, Kristen. Isn't it gorgeous? Really gorgeous. I'm not sure. I think these might be Elizabeth Craft dies, but I'm not sure. But the paper is beautiful. And it's just the whole thing, a very Art Deco, and she knows that I'm into Art Deco, so very appropriate. This is going to be put out on display because this is a work of art, really. And the ironic part of it was she sent me a message, asked me if I'd got my card, and she had sent it before my birthday. And she only lives in the town next door to my town. And nope, it took it over a week to get to me. Like, really? Do they wonder why people try to avoid snail mail? Great service. That would make a good pet peeve or a piss me off episode. And this one came from New York State, one of one of my viewers, Catherine Tams. She and I have been sort of corresponding back and forth about acrylic pouring, and this is one of her acrylic pours, and she has scanned it and put it onto the card. Beautiful card. And she had a little note in here as well. Oh, there goes my email. So I think it's really gorgeous. On the back, she's put handmade by Kate. Okay, so I really appreciated this, and this sort of brings up a discussion that I know a lot of people who are regular YouTube vloggers, they'll get Happy Mail, and people send them all kinds of bits and pieces that they can use for art journaling or card making or scrapbooking or whatever. I have thought about that idea, but here's the thing. I mean, I appreciate the card. I think that's lovely. That's a card, though. That's something a little different than Happy Mail. Happy Mail's all this, basically, it's junk that people are trying to get rid of. And probably feel guilty about trying to throw it out because it can be made into an art journal page or whatever. So they send it off to those of us that do these kind of vlogs, and we do special, and when I say we, it's not me, I don't do it. Because to date, the closest thing I've ever gotten to Happy Mail is that card from Catherine. Yeah, they do a whole explanation of what came in the package and things like that, and it's kind of interesting to see what people get. But I'm thinking, after a while, you're going to have a whole big, huge box full of bits and pieces of Happy Mail, which essentially is other people's junk, and you'll never be able to use it all in 1,000 years. So what do? Package it up and send it to somebody else as Happy Mail? Maybe. And it just goes on and on. So that's something I've decided that you'll never hear from me. I am not going to give you my address, my mailing address, so you can send me Happy Mail. And I know you would probably do that out of the goodness of your heart, and I would certainly appreciate the thought. But I just cleaned out my craft room. I don't need any more stuff like that. I gave away all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so anyways, I don't do Happy Mail. But when this came in the mail, and this came in the mail, these made me happy. Okay, so this is what I consider good Happy Mail, and they're keepers. Okay, they will get places of honor in my craft room. Okay, what else to tell you about? Oh yeah, so some other new things that I got. I did get the Tim Holtz paper dolls. Now I'll tell you, I broke down and bought these at Michael's because I've got them on order with the supplier to the scrapbook store that I deal with, and not the fault of the scrapbook store, it's the company they deal with. There's no rhyme or reason to why they can't ship these out. I've had them on order since probably May. Michael's has them. So I used my coupon and got them because I want them now. And when the other ones finally do come into the store, I will buy those as well. But they're really quite cool. They're all these old pictures of people all cut out and whatnot. And another set that he has is called Layers. These I didn't know existed until I saw them. They were sitting next to these at the Michaels, so I picked these up as well. So they'll be great little additions for making quick cards or for elements on an art journal page or even in your scrapbook. And really, they're not that expensive. I think they might have been, I want to say $7.99, but it might have been $9.99. More likely to have been $9.99 at Michael's. That's without the coupon. With the coupon, you can get them for less. Okay, so I got those, and I also got the Cricut Mystery Box for July. Now, I watch the videos that talk about what's in those sets all the time, but I don't usually order them because, one, they probably have stuff in them that I already have, and a lot of times they have cartridges for your Cricut. Well, this month's actually was a really good deal. You got 3 cartridges, which are specialized ones. I think one of them is by Anna Griffin. And usually these don't, if you know about Cricut and you subscribe to their online digital images, I don't subscribe to it because I have in this cupboard behind me, I have, oh, I don't know, 60, 70 cartridges that I bought because I'm on my third cricket. But Anna Griffin, two of these were Anna Griffin. And, you know, right there, you go and buy these. One of these cartridges is going to cost you about $38.99 or more at Michael's. And you can't use coupons on Cricket products at Michael's. Plus, I got a third one. This is not one by Anna Griffin, but it's another designer, Alexis Mattox, Alexis Mattox or something. But it's different cards and things. So right there, if I had to buy those at Michael's, that would cost me, what, $40, $80, $120 probably for these alone. Plus, the Cricut mystery box had a set of tools. It was the tools for piercing, and it has a little mat, and it's got the distressing tool, and a piercer, and a pedal thing if you're doing quilling in there. So that was okay, because that little kit too, I think, runs $20 at Michael's, so up to about $140. And of course, these are all Canadian prices I'm talking about right now. And then there was papers. There was the Cricut paper is really nice. It's got a good weight to it. But there was, I think there was some washi paper, so you can make your own washi tape or stickers or whatever. And there was also a couple of things of poster board in nice colors. And these have like about 15 sheets in them a piece, so really good. And again, those retail around $15 or so at Michael's, maybe more. So you're talking, what, 140 plus so maybe about $170 for $29.95 American. So Canadian, that works out to about $36. Free shipping, actually. Then I used Ken's Creations, but there's also Melanie Lane, there's Crafts by Two, there's a whole bunch of them that are representatives of or affiliates with Cricut. And if you use their code, you get 15% off. And now, you're supposed to get free shipping too, if you're within the United States. And I ordered my first Cricut mystery box I ever ordered. I ended up paying shipping. Well, actually, no, you could get free shipping, but you had to order $50 or more before taxes and everything to get the free shipping. Well, that was okay because at the time there were a few other things I wanted, so it worked out. But the last couple of times that I've ordered, I've used Ken's Creations code, and that's got me 15% off, and it's got me free shipping. No, I didn't have to buy $50 worth of stuff or anything, and free shipping to Canada. So I wondered if the first time I did that, if that was just a quirk. So when I tried it this time, nope, lo and behold, I still got free shipping. So I got 15% off the price. So I think the total, this came to was about $35. And they deliver fast, really fast. The same day that I ordered it, they sent me later in the day a notice that said it had been shipped with a tracking number. It came by, I think it was FedEx. And yeah, I had it the next day. It was like Amazon quick. So, you know, if you've never done the Cricut Mystery Box, that's my recommendation. But check out the codes that like Ken's Creations or Melanie Lane has in that. Plug in the code to see if you are going to get free shipping with it or whatever. I know Ken's Creations code does give it to you. It does give you the free shipping. Okay. But then the excitement of the week. Last week was like Christmas because all my stuff that I'd been ordering started to come in. Yeah, and some of it was kind of pricey and I had to pay for it yet. So, but two of the items that I finally got, I got the Tim Holtz stamp platform, finally. And I got the Brother P-Type, P-Touch embellished, the machine that does ribbons. And I'm telling you, that machine is expensive. It cost me $100 Canadian for the machine. And I bought 3 extra ribbon tapes for it as well. And each one of those is like $28.99. So it's a pricey little toy, but it does a beautiful job. And I'm going to insert right now a video that shows both the Tim Holtz stamp platform and the Brother Embellish.
Okay, so I discovered when I went to insert this video into this week's vlog that I didn't have any sound. I must have had my microphone on mute, and I never played it back until I went to put it into this video. So I'm doing a voiceover. This is not going to match my hands. So here is the Brother P-Touch Embellish machine that makes ribbons. And you can see right above the machine, I have given you some examples of the ribbons. Now, they does it on a very nice satin ribbon, and it comes with one ribbon, and this ribbon is gold on white. And you've got a choice, a little blurry there, I'm sorry about that, but you have a choice of a lot of different fonts. And there's patterns for backgrounds, as you can see on this strip. And I think you can actually put words over top of that pattern as well, if you wish. And then, of course, you can do as long a ribbon as you want. Repeat whatever you put in. You can put little symbols in behind as well. The ribbons come in a cartridge format, as you can see right here. Half-inch in width, and I think each one of these is about 13.1 feet. Yeah, I think so. I'm just looking here on, if I move my thumb out of the way, I could tell you. Yeah, I think it's 13.1 feet of ribbon. Now, they're not particularly cheap, though, as I've already mentioned. They cost about, in our money here, they cost me about $28.99 a piece. But they come in various colors, and in lettering and in the ribbon itself. And as I said, they're just a cartridge, and they drop right into the machine. Another advantage of this machine is the fact that you can print labels using their regular label for their other machines that are that size. So if you don't have a label maker, then it might be worth the investment to get this, because it does both ribbon and labels, as you can see. And it uses you can use all the fonts and all of the little pictures and all the border and framing techniques on tape. And you can get the tape in different colors too as well. So that makes it a little bit more versatile. Now the ribbons themselves, they are not sticky on the back, of course, but the tape is. It has a peel away strip. And that's what the cartridge for the tapes look like. They look almost like the ribbons. And you take the back off the machine and drop them in. Now, this machine works off of 6 AAA batteries, but you can also plug an adapter into it as well. And it has a little built-in cutter at the one in the top right-hand corner. And it's really easy to use. You turn it on. You have a menu system, you select what you want to do, and away you go. And it has, if you make a mistake, you can backspace over top of it, and you have all these different buttons for different things. So font, frames, symbols, patterns, and ribbon as well. The one thing that's kind of unique about the ribbon is it'll print out, as you see on the ribbons I have, whatever length you want. But it'll also print them vertically as opposed to horizontally, and it'll also print half of what you put on there, or repeat, so it's flipped over. So if you were to tie it into a bow, you would get the typing on the right side of the bow in both cases. So that's kind of a neat feature as well. Now, I'm still playing with it to figure out how all of these different things work. But really, it's not that hard. And it does come with a little booklet, a manual. And in the manual, you'll want to keep it handy because it shows you all the fonts, all the frames, all the patterns, all the pictures that are available. So it's a great reference guide, but very easy to use. And very portable too. So you could take this off to a crop or to a class or whatever. And make embellishments, for your scrapbook pages, for your cards. So you don't just have to do ribbon to wrap up a gift or something like that. You can use ribbon as title pieces on a card or on a scrapbook page, as I've said. So here I am. I think what I was doing at this point is I was just typing in things, and I know you can't see it on their little screen. You can in real life. It's just the way the lighting is in the angle in this video. That's why you can't see what is coming up on the little screen in front of me.
but it's very clear. You can also adjust the contrast of the screen as well. You can make it lighter, you can make it darker to suit your individual needs with that. So I'm really happy that I have it. As I said, it's an expensive little tool. It ended up costing me about $100 Canadian before tax. I know that I've heard them talk about it on some of the American YouTube channels, and they say that it runs, and I've heard prices running anywhere from about $59.99 to $69.99. Well, that's in American dollars, and if you figured out in Canadian dollars, yeah, it's then about the same price. Michaels, I think, are supposed to carry it. I have not seen it in a Michaels store yet, at least in my area. And I'm wondering if Michaels is going to carry it, whether or not you're going to be able to use your coupons on this. I'm really not sure. When I looked at the fine print of the coupon, I don't remember seeing that it didn't cover Brother products. But then again, maybe they don't even carry Brother products. I'm not sure about that at all. So I guess right now I'm just showing you, you type on it just like any other label making machine. And then you select, you have menus within menus. You use the arrow keys to navigate around in them. And when you have it all set up, you hit OK, and you can preview. So if you hit the preview button, it'll all come across on the screen and show you exactly what's going to be printed out. So that's good, because the ribbon is expensive, so you don't really want to waste any. So using the preview button, I think, is of great help. And when you've got it all selected, you hit the print key, and away it goes. Now, you can also have the option of printing more than one copy at a time in there. It'll default to one, but you can put in as many as you want, and so it'll do the whole long length of it. And it's got a built-in cutter. And if it cuts it too close, you can feed using a combination of the shift key and the preview keys. You can feed some of the ribbon out before you cut it, like if you want both ends to be equal. So it does a really good job. I'm not really sure how often I will use it. You know me, it's a toy, and I have to have a toy. So I have this. Now, I think at this point in the video, I'm getting ready to, I hope I'm showing you the ribbons again. I'm not sure why I'm showing you the ribbons again, but I am. So I'm about, though, to show you the Tim Holtz stamp platform, which is really cool. So we'll just finish up here with this, and blah, 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 blah. Yes, so I turned it off. Yay, okay. I'm cleaning up now and getting ready to show you the stamp platform, which I waited for months. Well, we all did, because they had that big controversy in the courts with the Misty. I own the Misty. I also own a Scrapaholics. The Scrapaholics one I own is a 12 by 12. I like them both, but I think I like the Tim Holtz one a little better. And the reason I like the Tim Holtz one a little better is because, one, its construction is very well made. It's weighty. It's not so heavy that you can't lift it, you can't transport it around. But I don't know what's happening with the camera there right now. It's I think it's the lighting being reflected off of the plastic. But the lid of it does come off. So this is something that's different from the other two I mentioned. On one side, it's built for clear cling stamps. The other side is built for the thicker red rubber stamps. So you just pull the cover off and flip it over to whichever type of stamp you're going to use. There is a printed grid on the plastic, and there is grid lines in both centimeters and in inches on the little black strips you can see off to the side of the platform. You'll also notice it comes with a couple of magnets as well, just like the Misty and the Scrapaholic. And ooh, way out of focus on that one. Sorry about that. And they're the same kind of magnets. Now you got to be careful with those magnets. They can break very easily, but you can get other magnets that'll hold as well. Now you'll notice there isn't a printed grid on the platform itself.
but they do have the lines printed on the cover, so that seems to work okay. And you also notice that there are two edges for lining up your paper, and two parts don't have ledges on them. So that means you can put in a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and pretty much stamp anywhere on that 12 by 12 inch piece of cardstock. Excuse me, sorry about that. So here what I'm doing is I'm just taking a stamp set, a random one, and I'm just laying them out as if I was going to do actual stamping. And then you just like the Misty or the other one, you just pick them up, and then you go ahead and you ink up your stamps, and you'll stamp them on your sheet. Now, if there are people out there that have never used a stamp platform before, you're probably thinking, so what? What's the advantage of this? Well, the advantage of this is you get perfect alignment of your stamps. You know exactly where they're going to go. But let's say you stamp like I did and got an imperfect image. As you see, I did on that leaf and on these two flowers. No problem. You don't have to realign your stamps. You just ink them up again, and they're going to stamp right in exactly the same spot that you stamped before. And presto. So if your ink pads aren't as juicy as they once were, or if you just didn't put enough pressure on it, no problems. You don't have to fiddle around trying to realign it so it'll stamp again. If you're doing multiples of something, like you're making your Christmas cards or something like that, and you need quite a few of these, and you're using the same design, you only have to set this up once, and then you can just keep putting your paper in and making your cards. So it's great for that. Cleans up really well too. You just use a baby wipe. I got a little ink you can see over on the cover because it's plastic. The ink, sorry about that, that's my email again. The ink comes right off. So that makes it good too. Now you can get, I just saw it and I just ordered it, you can get a sleeve for this to protect it if you're going to pack it with your stuff for a crop. So I have ordered that. Again, it's not cheap. The platform itself cost me about 58 bucks. So
Okay, so you can see those are two really cool tools. So what's coming up? Not much. I'm still waiting for my glass mat to come from that place in the States where I ordered the Caterpillar Glow. And I'm getting a little concerned about this because it was a pre-order. They said they were going to be shipping them in July. About a week and a half ago, I went on to see if they still listed as a pre-order, and they did, so I'm assuming they didn't have them yet. But I did write them a little email, just saying very nicely that did they have any idea when they would start shipping them out, when would they get them. I've never heard back from them. They've got my money already for this. So I think later today I'm going to maybe call them and give them my order number and ask them point blank what's going on, because it's not showing up as a pre-order anymore on their website. So I'm assuming they got them and they're shipping them out. Maybe it's just a time thing. I don't know. I mean, they were really good with the Caterpillar Glow. No problem there. So, you know, why should there be a problem getting the glass mat from them? But anyways, when they don't answer their email after a week and a half, it makes me a little wary, I guess. So, yeah, nothing much else happening this week. I'm got a couple of videos I think I will do and post later in the week as well. One of them I'm thinking of doing is all about making your own artisan style stickers using various materials and doing them all on those you know, mailing labels, the stickers that you run through your printer and kind of a thing. So watch for that. As I said, I got this in my head. I just have to get down to it. Okay, so that was the week, and nothing else. I hope you have a good week, and I hope you had a good weekend, and I'll talk to you next Monday. Bye for now.